December 31st, 2025, the day the Duffers end Stranger Things forever. Volumes 1 and 2 were psychological warfare. Steve and Dustin's pact survived. Nancy escaped collapsing tunnels. Holly and Max escaped Vecna's mindscape. Will came out to everyone, and nobody died. Every single main character lived. But Volume 2 confirmed what we've been dreading. The Duffers promised the most violent death ever and sacrifices that close character arcs. And there's one revelation nobody can ignore. When Kali escaped that machine in the military base, she discovered pregnant women dying from blood transfusions. Dr. K trying to recreate Brenner's experiments, creating superpowered children through Henry's blood. Kali realized, as long as kids like her and Eleven exist, the experiments never end. The cycle continues forever. That's why she'll sacrifice herself. And she won't be the only one. I've analyzed every Volume 2 reveal, every plan Dustin diagrams, and I know exactly who's not making it out alive. Grab tissues, let's break down the finale deaths, smallest loss to complete devastation. The obvious death, Vecna. Vecna dies, obviously, but how matters because Volume 2 gave us the blueprint. Henry's keeping 12 children hostage in Dimension X, including Holly, draining their energy through fleshy feeding tubes. He's hanging in the air connected to tubes, sucking power from kidnapped kids. His plan? Merge Dimension X into Hawkins using the Abyss, create a new world where he controls everything. Dustin figured out the counterplay. Wait for Vecna to draw dimensions closer, let the radio tower poke through into Dimension X, get direct access, then drop a bomb on the Upside Down. Steve came up with the infiltration plan using a flashlight and a slinky. The attack is multi-layered. Eleven and Kali launch psychic assaults. Will uses his sorcerer powers, drawn directly from Vecna, to fight from inside their mental connection. Dustin bombs exotic matter deposits holding the wormhole together. Volume 2 showed us Henry's origin, young Boy Scout bashing a scientist's skull after getting shot, opening that briefcase that sent him to Dimension X. The finale brings that full circle. When Eleven tears into Vecna psychically, we're getting a flash of Henry breaking through. The scared kid, maybe he whispers, "I'm sorry," before she rips him apart. Body torn in half, consumed by collapsing dimensions, screaming into the abyss. But Vecna dying isn't the ending, it's the backdrop for the real tragedy. First human death, Kali. Kali's dying, and it's going to wreck us. Volume 2 confirmed everything. When she escaped that machine, she cast illusions to help Hopper and Eleven, but she also saw something that broke her. Pregnant women hooked up to blood transfusion machines, dying, begging for help. Dr. K was replicating Brenner's experiments, trying to create superpowered children by infusing pregnant women with Kali's blood. The women were sick, dying, desperate. Kali even showed Eleven how it started. Henry hooked up to a pregnant woman, Papa's original program. That's how Brenner created kids like them, giving powers through Henry's blood transfusions. Kay's hunting Eleven because her blood is closer to Henry's, more powerful, more replicable, and Kali realized as long as they exist, the experiments never end. Her entire gang got murdered by government hitmen. She came back carrying the weight of everyone she got killed. Volume 2 reunited her with Eleven as the sister Elle always needed, 2 lab rats who survived, 2 girls whose powers made them eternal targets. The unspoken truth? Kali's already decided she's not leaving that battlefield. Here's how it happens. During the Vecna fight, when Eleven's draining herself, Vecna strikes back. Kali throws herself in front of it, or she holds Vecna's mind in a vice grip using her illusion powers so Eleven can land the final strike. But it burns Kali out from the inside. black veins spreading like Billy in Season 3. Her last words to Eleven, "You were always stronger. Now go live the life I never could." It's the heroic sacrifice that earns Eleven's survival. The cycle breaks with one sister's death instead of both. Kali redeems her Season 2 arc, closes the Lost Numbers subplot, delivers an emotional gut punch without killing a core kid. She's dying, and it's perfect writing, which makes it hurt worse. The father's sacrifice, Hopper. This is where Volume 2 set up the most devastating death. 11 was supposed to die. Dustin revealed the truth. The Upside Down is a wormhole bridging Hawkins and Dimension X. Exotic matter holds it together. 11 created that wormhole by making psychic contact with a Demogorgon in Season 1. To close it permanently, someone with psychic connection has to stay inside as it collapses. Kali's sacrifice removes her from the equation. Will's powers are drawn from Vecna. Once Vecna dies, Will's connection severs. That leaves 11. Volume 2 showed her powers draining her life force. Nosebleeds lasting minutes, collapsing after fights. Her body can't sustain much more. The plan. 11 holds the wormhole stable from inside, while exotic matter bombs detonate. Permanent seal. The experiments end because the bridge collapses with her inside. Except Hopper's been in full Papa Bear mode since Russia. Volume 2 showed him mowing down soldiers, distrusting Kay, telling Joyce, "I'm not losing her again." His entire arc has been protecting his daughter. He didn't survive Russian prison just to watch 11 sacrifice herself. Here's how it plays. The team infiltrates Dimension X. Vecna's dying, but the fortress is collapsing. Dustin's bombs are primed. Someone needs to hold the wormhole stable so everyone else escapes. 11 steps forward. "I have to stay. It's the only way." Mike's screaming her name. Joyce is trying to pull Hopper back, but he's already made the choice. Not my daughter. He physically shoves 11 through the portal and stays behind. Or Vecna's dying Thrash sends one final psychic blast, and Hopper throws himself in front of it. Either way, Hopper doesn't leave Dimension X alive. The wormhole collapses with him inside. The Upside Down implodes. Hawkins is saved. 11 survives, freed from the experiments, freed from the government hunt, freed from Kay's blood transfusion nightmares, but orphaned again. The dad who died in Season 3, survived Russian prison, finally actually dies saving his kid. David Harbour's performance will obliterate us. The man who spent 5 seasons protecting people he loved gets his hero's death. It's not bittersweet, it's agony. But here's why it works. 11 living with that weight, that her father died so she could be free, completes her arc. She doesn't get a happy ending, she gets survival, and the burden of everyone who paid for it. The Steve and Dustin question. Volume 2 made this unavoidable. Steve and Dustin physically brawled in episode 6, then reunited to save Nancy and Jonathan. That "if you die, I die" pact keeps getting screen time. Dustin's the architect of the final plan. He discovered the wormhole truth. He's building exotic matter bombs. Eddie's death still haunts him. Steve came up with the infiltration strategy. For once, he's leading. Could one die protecting the other during the escape? Maybe, but the emotional math doesn't add up. Hopper dying for 11 is Shakespearean. Steve or Dustin dying is tragic but doesn't resolve anything. The Duffers are going for resolution, so I'm betting they both survive, barely, and have to live with Hopper's sacrifice. That's worse than death anyway. So here's your Volume 3 death toll. Vecna, violently obliterated, body ripped apart, consumed by collapsing dimensions. Henry gets one redemption moment before destruction. Kali, heroic sacrifice, takes a fatal blow protecting 11 or burns out holding Vecna's mind. Dies whispering, "Go live the life I never could." Hopper, ultimate father sacrifice, stays behind in the collapsing wormhole so 11 escapes, doesn't leave Dimension X alive. The core kids survive, scarred but breathing. 11 survives, but she's hollow. Kali and Hopper both died so she could be free. That weight never leaves. K's blood transfusion nightmare ends. The bridge to Dimension X collapses permanently. No more superpowered children. The cycle actually breaks. That's Resonance. Deaths that complete arcs. Volume 3 drops December 31st. 4 days. The Duffers built this season on one principle. Every fake out in Volumes 1 and 2 was training us to let our guard down. Volume 2 laid the pieces, the wormhole mechanics, the blood transfusion horrors, Kali's realization, Hopper's desperation. Volume 3 makes us pay for every saved life. Stock up on tissues, cancel your New Year's plans, brace for impact, because they saved the heartbreak for last, and we're not ready. Drop a comment with who you think dies. Hit subscribe because we're all crying through this together. See you on the other side.